Welcome guys. This webinar will be more like a personal onboarding, let's say something like that. The outline of this meeting is that first I will start by telling you like what is the current stage of the development of the beta product right now. Then I will talk more about how we see our relationship, so how we work together on the product to make it like even better, compared to what we have now and what we will have in, like we will decide with you guys what features we will have, what to prioritize, and etc. And the last thing will be the actual onboarding of the current features. So I will go through each feature one by one, and you will also have chance to ask me questions. And in the end, we will have some discussion. Sounds good? Someone please say sounds good.
Sounds amazing.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, let's start with a story. Like, why are we rewriting stack right now? So most of you probably know, but we had an old stack which is up and running right now, and we have quite a lot of users there, like daily active users. We have about like 5K, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And so the problem with old stack, it was when we released, it clicked with a lot of users. Everyone got excited, so we built a lot of features on top of this kind of side project code, which we posted on the product hunt initially. And the situation went there that we built a lot of features on top of a not really scalable and performant code. So everyone was happy with the idea, they were excited, but we had a major problem with the performance. So a lot of users were complaining that Stack was consuming a lot of RAM, and so they were like, you guys are awesome, but we cannot do this with our computer, so they were churning. So that was one of the main reason of the churn. So we decided that, okay, we need to fix this. And also when we wanted to add more features, it was somehow messing up with already what it was a mess. I will not talk a lot about that. So we decided to rewrite it. And what we did now, like the stage we are in, we are rewriting stack on the native technology. So it should be super light and smooth. That took us a lot of time to decide which technology we should choose. And it took us a lot of time to develop the native components for the stack. And we are now in the moment that we have this MVP product. It has some features. We are almost done with the technology on the back, and now we are fixing the major bugs, as all of you probably experienced. What we have, like some crashes, unexpected, a lot more problems, unfortunately, on the Windows side. So currently, our dev team is focused on fixing bugs, and after that, we will switch to again do the features, like go on with the flow. And now I will switch to the second part of what I wanted to talk with you. So how it will be the relationship between us, like new stackers who joined. So I personally started onboarding new users to the new stack like a couple of months ago. So when we had already working beta of the new stack, we reach out to the old stackers, the angels. Probably you heard about them, and I onboarded them one by one personally, like more than 100 of them. And so we created that community. We had this channel in Discord, which is called Beta Talks. And what we were doing, so I was recording every interview, then I was collecting feedback from the Discord, from the app itself. And based on that, we did a list of features and bugs that needs to be prioritized. And we did a survey and decided with them how to plan the new sprint. So we did a small, like a 2 months, 3 months roadmap planning with the users that we have, like existing users in the beta. We also did test some design prototypes, like one of the features that we have profiles was actually tested with the beta testers, beta users, and we came up with the best solution with them. So this is how we see it should continue like this with you guys. And I think we already seeing a lot of feedback from you, a lot of valuable feedback. That's why we super quickly, as you are a lot more that we currently had, the angels from the old stack. So we decided to have more tools for collecting feedback from you. That's why we created the forum in the Discord channel, in the Discord server. So this forum called support right now, I think, will be the best place to collect the feature ideas, the bugs, and we will be now prioritizing the roadmap after the fixing the bugs, and we will be sharing it with you. We might have some sessions, like a planning sessions with you, some surveys, etc. So everything will be taken into consideration, and every decision will be made. It will be with you. I think someone's mic is, yeah, okay, now it's quiet. So it makes sense, right? We are building Stack Next together. It's already, the framework is tested on about 100 of users before it's working. I think it won't be a mess. I already see that you guys were organizingly creating these issues. So I think we will go super smooth in the process of designing new features and prioritizing tasks. Okay, perfect. So I think I talked about my two topics, like the introduction ones, and now we can actually start the onboarding. Let me try to share my screen. Okay, share your screen. Oh no, need to give this just a second, guys. I didn't have okay, it asks me to quit and reopen Discord. Okay, give me 1 second and I will be back. Sorry for that. I never used Discord for screen sharing. Okay. Okay, trabajar sanam.
If anyone hasn't seen, the team has made a very useful support channel where people are bringing up specific topics with regards to any support or bugs and issues, and upvoting stuff as well. So if it is something that you are experiencing, like, check the support channel out first before like pestering the team and stuff, because it might be a discussion that's already being spoke about. So always be checking that support channel down the bottom there. There's some great discussions going on in there and stuff, and a lot of points I think you will be experiencing will also be brought up by other people. So
yeah,
instead of constantly taking up the workflow of the team, just check that support channel all the time and see if people have already mentioned the same bug.
Exactly, perfect. Guys, also I wanted to mention that we will be reorganizing Discord a little bit. I think there is a lot of channels that are not necessary right now, so we'll make it more simple and minimalistic, and but we will keep that support channel for sure. And guys, before I switch to the features and screen sharing, if you have some questions, I think it's the right moment to ask before the onboarding about anything that I talked. Nothing? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Going now. Let's see if my screen sharing works. Nice, right? I have a very weird monitor. Let me try to make it smoother. Okay. So, as you probably all seen, this was the first document written by me about the main components that we have. So, okay, why we started with that? I'm also wanna make some explanation. So, because Stack has a very different design compared to other browsers, a lot of people used to get confused about cards, stacks, especially the word stack, because the application also called stack. And also they confuse Slack with Stack, which is read too many funny moments, but that's why we started with this. Super simple for you just to know that this thing, instead of tab, we have this card. I think it's pretty straightforward. Stacks a little bit more complex, but so stacks are just groups. Some people were like helping me out. They are bookmark groups, but not exactly. So they are somehow to differentiate different groupings of websites from each other. So let's say, actually, it might be helpful if I open my personal stack that I use. So yeah, let me change the theme here so that it makes more sense. So this is my actual setup on Stack right now. Someone's mic is a little bit noisy.
Mario, I think we can't see the setup itself.
You can't see? Oh, because I shared the window. Just a second.
Yeah, you can change that. You can just change it to share screen.
Okay, share your screen. How can I share the whole screen?
I think
screens. Okay.
Yeah.
Screen 2. Do you see yourself now? It's good, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So, yeah. So this is the beta version of Stack. This is the insider version that I actually use. So here, what I have, like the groups that make sense for me. So the first one is just, Gmail, calendar, and linear that we use for development. Then it comes the analytics side, where I check all the data. And I'm also doing the user feedback collection, and I have like user research related websites here. And then I have my personal Twitter and Gmail here. So this makes sense for me, but everyone has a different arrangement. So some people, it's very dependent on your workflow and what kind of website you want to group together. I don't think it needs more explanation. I think it's pretty straightforward, so I will move on. So, and then this third element, we have this spacebar, which, as you probably know, you can move this spacebar either bottom or you can leave it vertically. So now here it's a vertical spacebar, and I can go and move it to the bottom. Actually, I used to do this, the horizontal one, because I used to have all the apps on the bottom side. So that's one of the things about the spacebar. So this is 3 main components, which you need to remember because we will be mentioning those 3 a lot. And then I just mentioned like 6 main things that you can do in Stack, which are important, but we also have this whole guide document here. But as we don't have a video for everything, I think it will make sense if I do some stuff like to demonstrate how to do things here. Probably some of them will be super intuitive for you, but let's just still repeat them just to make sure that everyone understands everything. So opening cards. For opening cards, we have bunch of plus symbols and we have shortcuts. So this one is opening card side, like a website side to the right side. So when I do this, I can either Google something like best burgers nearby, or I can go like directly Instagram.com. So it will always open the card on the last side, like the last right space. I don't know. I sound confusing. Sorry for that. And then we have opening a card by Command T that every browser has. So Command T does open a card next to the card that you are currently on. So if I do Command T right now, Twitter.com, it will open it side to that one. But if I do Command N, which was that plus sign, it will always take me to the last slide. I don't know if it makes sense. But if you have questions, you will have time to ask that. So, okay, so these are the cards, right? But you can also create something on a separate stack. For that, we need to go to spacebar, and we have the plus sign here. So we click that, and it takes us to the empty stack, and we can do the similar thing here, right? Okay. Okay, I typed some weird stuff. What else? What else we have here? Organizing cards, yeah. So not always when you open the cards, you don't want to stay like this, that way. You want to switch. Like for example, you have, let's say, let's open my actual stack, right? Sometimes I want to do some routine thing, like copy paste from one website to another, like something like what kind of example I can give you. Let's say some blank, and I'm like collecting something from the email, so I'm like going blah blah blah, copying pasting here. So it's for reasons something like that. You want them to be together, but when you're done, you want to take this card away from your group, and you just want to have it like separately or something like that. So yeah. So basically you can reorganize cards just by dragging the icon on the, let me actually grab that spacebar on the left side, so you can just grab the icon and move it either in the same stack, take to another stack, or create a totally new stack like this. Okay, if I'm doing this super fast, sorry for that. Let's go. Let's go to the next thing. Okay. Let's do the special. So special is Command L, or there is this tiny circle in the bottom left corner of the app, which has a lot of things inside. So with Command L, you can also do the same, like search something or go to the website. Then this section comes where it shows the websites that you've already opened in your application. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, Craft, Instagram or something, Google and Twitter. The ones that I have here on my spacebar, I can also access them through the Command L. It's sometimes handy, especially when you use like Control Tab, you can like switch between them. Check it out. And like when this section ends, the section of what you have inside the stack, then comes some of the actions and settings that we have inside Command L. We call Command L special because it's kind of a special assistant, and what we see in the future for it to become, it should be more, it should understand more of the natural language. For example, if you say like create new doc, it should create some document for you, stuff like that. So it will become more like a live thing. I don't know, like Siri maybe or something like that. So, but for now we have quite limited settings and preferences inside. Card is very straightforward. We have some things that you maybe don't want to do with the shortcut or something. You can go and find it here. Like you can put the card to sleep. Then we have Do Not Disturb, which is for people who are distracted by the notifications and they, let's say, want to focus on one task and just switch off from the everything. You can put on the custom time, or you just click like check until it's you can turn it back on whenever you want. Okay, next we have themes. So themes are just a colorful addition to the stack. And also, if you choose the dark theme, it will take all the websites that initially have the dark theme to the dark mode. What else? We have guide. So from here, you can always access this guide document. It has much more details than the first initial one. We also have here changelog, which will automatically appear whenever you update the stack. It will pop up, but also if you like closed it, you can always access it from Command L. Okay, where else? Give feedback. It's a form, like if you're lazy to give feedback to us from the Discord, you can always go here. It's the same categories, and we check it every day, so you should be fine. And then we have preferences. And in preferences, we have Zen mode. A lot of people had a trouble with Zen mode. Sorry for that. It's not funny, but we need to, we're probably gonna delete it from here because it was it's very experimental mode. We are testing it, but I'm gonna still say the idea behind it and where we gonna go with that in the future, but it's not in the priority right now. So Zen mode, the idea behind Zen mode is like when you want to zone out from everything, and you know, mostly people have work-related stuff in Stack, right? In any browser probably, and you want to switch off and let's say read something or design something, whatever. So you can click on this Zen mode, which should have a shortcut. I think it still has shortcut, but I don't know which one is that. Sorry for that. So you go to this Zen mode and you're alone with that one particular card. What we plan to do is maybe have some playlists like the Spotify or something integrated here, so you can choose your Zen playlists, the music that helps you stay concentrated. We also might add some note-taking thing, like maybe you're listening to some video and you want to take notes or something like that. Help you to zone out completely. But still, here you will have the ability to go to other cards as well to still navigate. You're not completely off, but every card that you will go, it will be in this like zoned out design. Okay, let's switch it off. Right now you can only switch it off by going again to Command L and clicking Zen mode. Let's do that. Okay, and couple of last things in the special. So we discussed that you can move the spacebar to the bottom. You can hide spacebar at all. Ad shield is something turned on automatically. It blocks the ads. Locking horizontal scroll. That's actually a very interesting one. I will try to explain, but Zico, if you are here in the webinar and I do something confusing, please help me out with that. So why we have this? Why we have this locking the horizontal scroll? So you know that you can scroll through the cards by horizontally when you have them in one stack and they don't fit on your screen. You can always swipe and go through them like this, right? But sometimes when you're working in, let's say, spreadsheet, or you're working in Miro or Figma, the website that itself has an infinite canvas, or website that itself needs for you to move. I think I need to open something for that. Let me check. Google Sheets will be a nice example, right? Let's try Google Sheets. Okay. And do I have, yeah. So, and I want to I have, let's say, So I want to scroll to the right edge, but you see it's not taking me right, so it's super annoying. And we can go to Command L, lock the horizontal scroll, and after that, see, I'm now available to scroll inside that. But in this mode, actually, the horizontal scroll is not gone completely, you can still scroll horizontally through the cards. If you go on the top of the card, like somewhere here, if you are here, your mouse cursor is on top of the website title card, like top bar, you can still go and scroll horizontally. So actually, we in the team are divided in two groups. Some people has it on default turned off. Mostly people who use Sheets and Miro or Figma. And for me, as you know, I just prefer to have, I have more benefits by turning it off. So it's based on your preferences. Okay, let's do some more inside the Command L, what we have. Yeah, also when you have like bunch of cards open, as I do right now, you can always just type something and you can go there it will show you the suggestions to go there. Yeah, okay, we discussed the horizontal scroll. I will switch it off because it will drive me crazy. Okay. Preferences. So hardware acceleration is turned on automatically, and it needs to be stay like this because it helps you with the performance. Factory reset, I think everyone is aware. Sometimes it's very handy, especially when the product is in beta stage. A lot might have go wrong, and it's helpful to reset everything. Launch on startup if you want Stack to start when your computer starts. And this DNS resolver is for people who had problems connecting websites through Stack because of the network. Maybe in the office it's configured differently. It helps for that. I think there was like 5 users who had this issue, but yeah. That's it in Command L. I think it will be best, Zico, if you take explain fly mode. Okay, you're here, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Here. Hi everyone, nice to see you all here. And yeah, so the fly mode, let me share my screen for that. You can see my screen, right? Yes. So, thank you, Mariam, for explaining the basics of Stack. And what Mariam just explained was when she was talking about cards and stacks. This illustration kind of illustrates how Stack would look like from the side. So basically, these are cards, and this first 3 cards are one stack of cards, and then other stacks are aligned at the bottom. So, and imagine if this is you, who's like when I'm, for example, scrolling horizontally, what happens is that this guy is moving like this. If this is where you're looking from, this is your camera, then if we look at from the side, this is what we see. Like we move right and left and bottom and top. And so for this kind of experience, like in Stack, what we're planning also to do is not only to move on the 2 dimensions, but also you will be able to fly back. That's something that we are working on. That will be a like space view. When you like fly back, you will see entire space as a whole. But before we do that, what is the best way to navigate between these cards other than swiping? So we came up with this concept which is called the fly mode. And what fly mode does is that, for example, if I click Command Escape, you will see this blue outline on the card. This means that every shortcut now, whatever I press on the keyboard, will be received from Stack, not from the website that I'm currently in. If I want those shortcuts from the website, then I need to press inside the web content, and now the blue outline is gone, and all the shortcuts will be received from this application. So what benefit it brings is that if I go back to fly mode, now I can navigate through the cards. For example, if I press D, it will go to the right. If I press D again, and like A, if I press A, it goes left. If I press W, it goes up, and so on. So this is like WASD navigation, like in a game. And for example, another thing I can do is like if I press 5, this card will be resized into 50%. And if I move to the right and press 5 again, now you can see I place two cards side by side into one screen. What I can do is also like put it on 70% and this, let's say 30%, and now I have this view in a few clicks. This this thing demonstrates the actually like the fly mode is it's missing a lot of shortcuts. With fly mode, you will be able to do almost everything inside stack. For example, put the card on sleep, like refresh, close it, duplicate, and so on. For example, about the duplicate, what I can do right now is that when I'm in fly mode, I press Command C or Control C on Windows, and if I press Command D, it will like copy paste. I can copy the website, and then I can paste it anywhere. And by, for example, Command D will be to duplicate and so on. So we are working on this feature. It will come very soon because most of the work is done. Like technically, it's already solved. What we need to do is like we need to bring more and more shortcuts that will allow you to control the entire step. So one problem in this design or this approach is that how do I remember all the shortcuts? And the solution that we came up is that so if we get back to this like story behind Stack, that you are your application is basically a spaceship, and this background is some place like which we call Stack Universe, and I have all my cards there. So I'm basically flying inside this universe, this 3D browser. So if I'm in the spaceship, we came up with this kind of control. This is a very rough design and definitely not the final. We'll be working a lot more on this. But whenever you go to fly mode, there will be this kind of like the best comparison would be like steering wheel or Yoko, or I think it's called for this like the one that has Tesla, for example, or any spaceships maybe. So the idea is that whenever I go to fly mode, this guy appears at the bottom that shows all my shortcuts that are available. And then whenever I click, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it with the screen sharing, but this D just highlights showing that you press this, and this also moves, and it's kind of your steering wheel in this spaceship. But whenever you click inside the web content, this will disappear, so it will not bother you. And this way, it will be easy to remember all the shortcuts. Once you remember, in the future, this will be customizable, so you can make it small, like height. For example, when I remember that if I press R, it will refresh this card. I don't need it anymore, so I can hide it. I can, and so on. So this is the fly mode in a nutshell. And in the coming week, probably in the coming weeks, we will be sharing a lot more. Like we'll build a prototype that we will share with you to get your feedback about it. We'll have more, better designs, better like final or close to final, and then we'll gather the feedback from you, and then we'll start the development of it. So I think that's the fly mode. The only yeah, that's all.
Thanks, Zico. I just remembered also I forgot to explain profiles as well, so I will take over the screen sharing. Guys, also maybe it's no. I've promised that it will be time. There will be time for you to ask questions. And I know fly mode is a tricky one. Maybe if you have some questions, you can ask right now before Zico is with us, and he can also answer You guys have questions about that, like about the fly mode? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think we're good to go to the next one. And I'm back with sharing my screen. Okay, so we covered opening cards, we covered fly mode, we covered how to organize cards. What else am I missing? So special. Okay, keyboard shortcuts. We don't have much keyboard shortcuts because keyboard shortcuts are really, really important, and we are planning to like revisit that project, and also in future to have like a customization of the shortcuts, which is quite important for few of people. And yeah, you can check it out, all the shortcuts here. As you can see, the ones that are the regular shortcuts are in the yellow color, and the one which are used in the fly mode, they are in a purple color, like the arrows, WST, so you can easily differentiate them where you can use that specific shortcut. And this document will be updated, and maybe we will even have the shortcuts inside the Command L somehow for the ease of the access. And the last thing that I want, the last feature that I wanted to tell you about is profiles. So actually, that is one of the most used feature from the old stack. Because I mean, there is no user that doesn't have multiple accounts, right? Everyone has like a work, personal, or student account, and it's pretty handy to organize them here. So for that, we created that you can create different profiles inside the application. You can do that from the cards 3-dot menu, but it's not necessarily that it's only saved on the card. It's really important to note that on which website, wherever you create this new profile, it will stay throughout the whole application. So this tomato will be everywhere. So if I go on the Instagram, I can still see tomato, right? So how it helps based on the use case. So if you're working to different companies and you want to have those websites related to that in a separate stacks, you can do that. There are a million cases. Also, let's say if you're working as a social media manager and you're just like managing 5 different clients and you just want them to be side by side, you can arrange that. So there are multiple use cases for that. I will just explain the basic functions that we have here. So incognito is the like every website, every browser has that mode. It doesn't save anything. You just simply go there and clear the session. It's a separate session, etc. That's it. So then you have this main default session, which you can rename it. Let's say for me, the main session is stack. Let's keep it that way. But also, if I have like this personal session, and then I'm like, I noticed that I want more websites to open on my personal session more often, then I can easily change and set it as a default. Right now, it's not that handy, but when we will add a lot of spaces, so you are probably aware that we are planning to release that feature soon, that what you see right now, this is called a space, the collection of cards and stacks. And in the future, you will be able to create a lot of spaces like this. For example, how Chrome has, right, the different profiles. And you could do the same in the future. And you could set the default session for each profile. So you could like create some 5 profiles and have 5 different default sessions for them. But yeah, let's go to what we have right now. So you're creating as many sessions as you want. You can rename them, change the color, anything you want. And what we have also, so sometimes you want to just switch between the accounts, right? But sometimes you want to have them side by side. This little arrow helps you to initially have them side by side, or you can just like all the time just do the switching inside one card, which is more handy for you. And in the end, so let's leave the Instagram on the personal one. Let's also switch the Twitter to personal account. And then let's say when I want to delete that, but before that, let's make this. Let's say I want to delete my personal account. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Why should I delete the personal account? Job second, got fired, or something like that. I had the second job, I got fired, and now I want to get rid of everything. So I want to delete that.
I think you just go to another. Yeah.
No, okay. Let's do the delete. Okay, and what it asks me, so I have a couple of websites opened under this second job. So it asks me if I want to keep those cards or to just like close them. I don't know, why should I want to keep those cards? Maybe just, I don't know, for the use case that I right now don't remember. But you can either keep them or delete the second job. I got fired, I don't want your websites. Okay, delete. And you see, the profile is gone from the list, and also I don't have anymore my second Twitter, and I don't have that Instagram that I arranged for this session. Okay, I think that's it. I hate dark themes. Let me switch to the daylight something. Okay, I'm done explaining the main parts. Also, yeah, in the guide there are some more things, but I think everything that is important I covered, and here you can always go and check it out, like some navigation shortcuts, anything. The guide is always in the Command L, so you can always find it here. And please have a look at hard times. That's it, I think. Okay, maybe I should say something about sleep. So, as I already told you, in the old stack we had a problem with the memory consumption. That's how the sleep was initially born. So we were putting cards to sleep to save the memory consumption. So basically now it actually handy when you're just like done with working some of the cards, and you just like, you don't want this visual noise maybe to have them, and you can like put them to sleep. And also, if I now like quit everything, when I reopen, most of the cards will be sleeping except the one that I left on. So let me demonstrate actually that one. So I'm here. I am here on my calendar, and now I want to quit the application. I pressed the quit. You don't see, but I pressed it. And now I reopen the application and see everything else is sleeping. Like if you can see on the icons, they are like not that shiny. They are blurred, or whatever the word for that. And only one stack is active. So I don't know. It might be annoying for some people. I think a couple of the users complained, and then I have to go and click them one by one. So I think we're gonna add wake them up feature, like wake all the cards feature maybe. And also maybe like this, you can go to context menu and like tick the wake all the cards in that particular stack, wake them up or something like that. Okay guys, I think I'm done. I was not that like, I feel that I was still a bit confusing, sorry for that, but now it's the time for you to ask questions, and if I was mumbling, we can figure it out now. What was the problem? Thank you for listening, and okay, I will now shut up and listen to you if you have some questions. Please do.
Thanks, Mariam, for the presentation. I actually have two questions.
Nice.
And the first concerns the sleep thing. I haven't used it myself, but I noticed that something that could be really beneficial is that you could put to sleep all the other cards except the active one. So maybe a hotkey for that.
Okay.
So you don't have to go through all of them one by one. If you have tons of cards, you could just put everything else to sleep.
Okay. Okay, I'm
Same way
writing
that you
down.
would wake up all the cards with a hotkey, so it would be the reverse of that, I guess.
Okay. So put to sleep everything except the active card. Noted. Okay.
And
Second one?
Second one, I noticed you were using the horizontal scrolling, and I cannot do that in Windows. Is it that it's not available on Windows yet, or am I doing something wrong?
On Windows, the problem I think is with the mouse. Right, guys? Iga, anyone? The problem with Windows is the horizontal scrolling is because of the mouse. If you go on the top of the cards, you will be able to still scroll. Did you try that?
No, I think he meant about putting the space bar on the bottom, right?
No, Mariam got it right, and I
Okay,
got it working right now. Yeah, thank you.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, I just need to put the mouse on the top bar. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all.
I think there was another way with Alt and scrolling. Does it work?
Oh, not exactly, but so in the old stack we had like shift. So if you were doing the scroll on the mouse and you put the you hit the shift button on your keyboard, it was working. Maybe we will implement that in the new stack as well. Does it make sense? So you do the same with the mouse, but if you press the shift key, I think it was shift or alt, you will scroll horizontally instead of vertically. Will it be helpful, do you think?
Yeah, that would help a lot. So I can use it wherever. That's the first thing I was trying actually to try with shift plus the middle mouse or alt or whatever.
Okay.
So that would make it much easier.
Yeah, we had it and somehow we forgot to have it now. We will integrate that. I think should be quite easy. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Please do have questions. Anyone else? Guys,
if you can't chat for any reason as well, stick your questions down in the AMA chat channel and I'll read them out. But if there is any questions, I don't know if there's one in actually the voice chat channel. How about the accounts getting logged out, Mariam Q? That was from Ligaya.
Accounts.
So I think a few people I think have been suffering from like when they relog back into Stack or something like that. They're potentially getting logged out of a few bits and pieces.
I think that's the main issue with the Discord, right? I think. Am I correct? Because I think everything else is working. Maybe I'm not aware of some other website. I think Discord has extra security measures for that. And we had some look on that problem. Discord and MetaMask. Yeah, that should be some extra security. You know what? We will check it again. Maybe we will find like an easier solution for that. But we did try to have a quick fix on that like months ago. But we will have another look. Yeah. What securities are used for Stack? Maybe question for not for this webinar. Okay, yeah, I'm not a security person, but that's good that you asked because we need to maybe make some like a statement, like announcement about it, or provide some documents about the security because you guys are all from the Web3 space and it's, I think, even highly important for you. No, I will note that down as well. Yeah, but I'm not a person to answer that. Discord. Okay. Someone is typing another question. Okay. What is apps? I don't know, but extensions for sure. So we are working on extensions right now. The thing is, I think Chrome is changing. Chromium is changing something related to extensions from the January. That's why I think we won't be available to ship extensions before February. but extension is one of the main priorities, because what kind of browser are you if you don't have extensions? So that we will be adding for sure. And will apps?
I think by the apps,
Yeah.
does she maybe mean, or he maybe mean, you know, when we used to open up Stack Legacy and you had the first tab, it
Oh,
had a few like kind of
yeah.
application features.
Yeah, so it was like suggestions. So we had that in the old stack. We were suggesting some of the most popular websites for just the is to make it comfortable for you to quicker access the applications. But the idea is that it was a little bit confusing for people because they thought only those websites could have been opened in the old stack. That's why we don't have it here. So you can open any website you want. It was just a suggestion that it was suggesting for you to choose apps. If I got the question correctly. If I got it, that's the answer. Okay. What else? Is there a beta version now available to use? Grizzly Peer. Okay, so yeah, beta version is available to use, but it's closed for now. It's only available for the NFT holders and the lifetime license holders from the old stack. Okay, when can we be able to add team members for multiplayer users, and also when can we see the spaceship cursors? Okay, first multiplayer thing. So I think, sorry if you have not checked our roadmap and announcements. I think it's on the website as well. Sorry that some people were expecting that we already have this adding team member feature, but that's one of the biggest features, and probably it will be shipped in the end of the first quarter of 2023, like the next year. And about the spaceship cursors, I think they're when we will do the reveal in the end of December, I think it will be available to do the spaceship cursors. I know that it's almost ready, but we now it doesn't make sense to have this feature right now. Okay, did not hear maybe if it was answered, but would Stack have bookmarks? Okay, so bookmarks right now is not in the roadmap, but we are exploring right now like different bookmark managers, and because like like the typical Chrome bookmarking probably never will be in the stack. We will have more like organized folders maybe or something like that. But right now it's not in a priority. But we are exploring the bookmarks idea because it has been brought it up a lot of times. Okay, next. It would be decent to implement extension manager to the default extensions. Extension. I don't understand. I'm not that technical to understand that question. Sorry, but I will note it down and someone will answer you, Perseus, if I pronounce your name correctly. Okay, next. Password managers are super important. Agree. I'm also using 1Password, and it's quite a struggle for me to log in sometimes, especially when Discord logs you out. But so as password managers will come with extensions, and if there will be like a prioritization between extensions, for sure password managers will be first. But I think whenever we will be ready to ship the extensions, everything will come together. But okay, maybe you meant password manager inside Stack. That I think we are not planning. We will only have the support of the extension, but itself to have the password manager inside Stack, I think it has a lot of security challenges as well. We were discussing that idea, but right now it's not even being explored. We did a lot of surveys, and like majority, 90-something% of users are using extensions for managing their passwords, so we're gonna stick with the extensions. Okay, next one. When can we be able to add spaces? I think The new roadmap announcement will be next week, and Spaces is one of the number one priority, I would say, in the big features. If we don't take into consideration some bugs and small adjustments, like maybe editing URL, stuff like that, the big feature that is number one priority is Spaces for sure. Okay, next one. Legacy version had a setting tab with multiple options, but can't seem to find it in Stack Next. Can you point me in the right direction? Settings tab. Ika, what is settings tab in Legacy version?
Yeah.
Which one is that? Okay, Ika will answer you in this chat. Okay, will there be a mobile app for Stack browser eventually? Well, eventually maybe, but right now, when we will be done with the main technology development for the Windows and Mac, maybe then the next step will be the iPad version or like a tablet version of Stack, because for the mobile is not planned yet, but why not? There are browsers who are on the mobile there that are really handy, so probably Stack will go to that direction as well. But right now, it's not into consideration. We were experimenting about the tablet and iPad version, just experimenting. Don't get excited about that, but we have not tried with mobile, so probably first will come tablet and then mobile. Okay, how about saving passwords like Chrome? Yeah, I think I already answered that. Password manager, probably. I think I'm not wrong. I think it's not in consideration, right? Ika, password managers, we said that we are now sticking with the extensions only. Okay, any more questions? Please. I can get compliments as well, like questions like, how come you're that awesome, Mariam? And I can explain, well, it's most of my mom is a very cool mom. She raised me that cool, so I don't know, guys. Sorry for being goofy.
I will say this has been great. This is definitely going to be useful for the community if we do more and more of these, and if we get these recorded as well, and sort of
filter
it to a point. If we can be eventually, once things are working a lot smoother, we can get a little bit more specific on some specific tasks and stuff people are doing, and how you can really maximize using Stack. So yeah, this sort of stuff is great. So I think people are going to appreciate this a lot.
Thank you, Malone, for moderating me. This is my first time. Thanks, guys, a lot. So I will just repeat that the best way to communicate about the product will be this forum that we created, support called, or there is a beta talks channel. So we will be